Hey, welcome back to Sprague Homestead. So normally on our Wednesday night live streams, we kind of cover everything that's been going on around here. Now, if you're new to the channel, you haven't been around the last couple of years, a lot of the stuff we talk about that we've made upgrades to or we're working on probably doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't know what it looks like. So today we're going to walk through the farm kind of quickly and give you an update on everything we've been working on so that you have kind of a visual representation of the things we talk about on Wednesday nights.
All right, so you can kind of see the absolute hot mess, which is our garden. So we didn't get much of it done last year. Very few of these beds actually got used. And because of that, it's been a fight to retame the garden this year. We're hugelculturing some of the beds. Some of it, we're just going to dig it all out and start over because the carpet grass has just completely overwhelmed it. We probably over-harvested the asparagus a little bit last year, so we're letting it, what little is still alive go and adding some new plants. And we are, I know, already in June, but we are hard at work working on it right now. All right, so we've got potatoes in here. There's actually a bed behind Canaan too. So there's 3 beds. There's a 4th that I'm still going to put some smaller potatoes that'll still grow this time of year. We've got onions to his left, right, whatever that is. We've got some garlic. We've got some more onions over here in this other bed. And then I have been trying to get some of these beds that we haven't used in a couple years cleaned up. Built a couple more beds. And all 4 of these are just about ready. I need a little bit more soil in these 2 new beds. But this is where some of our cauliflower and things will be going. I've got a ton of stuff in the house. We knew it was going to frost this last week, so we kind of put the chill on it while I just worked on the beds. But naturally, we're going to go from like 50 to 58 today to 75 tomorrow to like 90 by mid next week. So tomorrow I've got to get a bunch of this stuff out so it doesn't have too much trouble with the heat. And then we've redone a raspberry bed over here that had just kind of gotten away from us. Some of the plants had died. I built it up with a second level to try and get it up out of the ground a little bit last year, but didn't get it finished. And right now I'm about 2/3 of the way down. You can kind of see some grass down there on the end. So all these little boxes are my berry plants. These are a mix of currants and gooseberries, and I've got some blueberries down on the end. And I think I've got 2 June berries still to put in, but these guys have actually been in for the long haul. Most of them have been in now almost 7 years. And you can tell how hard growing is here, that at 7 years, we're basically finally getting them up over 18 inches for the most part. But everything in the row has berries on it other than the blueberries, which were new this year. So really excited that everything survived the winter. But everything is green, everything flowered, and everything has berries on it. So now it's just a matter of, in the upcoming heat, whether or not we can keep enough water to them to actually get fruit. So this is our cattle panel greenhouse. Obviously, I've not been using it since fall. We've had some chickens in here kind of working the soil a little bit. Kind of a little less impressed with how they did this year versus last year. So I got to cut all these hangers down. And this is going to be where I'm growing my tomatoes this year. So we're going to have tomatoes all the way around this thing. But this is the project, hopefully for next week. Cutting the rest of these out, cleaning, getting some compost in here, wetting it all down, and getting started planting. So one of our projects that we have been trying to do for like 2 years now is turn our 16-foot stock trailer into a mobile shelter for the goats. What this will do is kind of give us the ability to run them down fence lines and whatnot and do fire breaks where we don't currently have goat pasture. It's taken a while. We've been busy and we had a bunch of stuff stored in here and really no place to put it. So after we built the shed back in October, we finally got some storage. So Canaan's got it all cleaned out. My job from here is I've got to figure out how to close in the top just to keep potentially mountain lions or whatnot going in through the top. And then I got to figure out how to build a ramp for our aging LGD. She's a big girl and doesn't like to jump up. And then just figure out how I'm going to attach panels to the trailer itself. So hoping that maybe by early next week we'll have a video of this thing finally being operational and being out and about. So not a huge trailer. It's kind of a narrow, I think it's a 5-footer. So it's kind of a narrow trailer. This is actually what we moved, what little livestock we brought from Mississippi. This is what we moved it in. So, you know, like most people, we've got a stock trailer and it sits there, and I think we've used it once since we've moved. So turning it into a mobile shelter, one, is good for the tires. At least it gets out and it moves around a little bit. But it kind of makes you feel better about the $2,500 you spent on something that is just sitting there. Any other stuff?
All right, so here are kind of the updates on the goats. So we have 3 main, I guess you would call them pastures, of girls with babies. And I've got one in between my legs that keeps hitting me, so I'm sorry if the camera's a little jockeying around. So what you see here, these are our Nigerian dwarfs. All have kidded out now, except for maybe the white one right up here. We're not sure if she's pregnant or not. It would be her first time, so she's kind of been slow to do everything. But you can see we've got plenty of colorful little babies. That's one of the mamas, and she rejected her son this year, so I have been bottle feeding him, and he is between my legs right now because he thinks it's dinner time. So you can see they're just wild colors. You can look around, see the black, white. That one there is actually a dark chocolate, which comes out of the mom's line there, and then you've got another baby. This little monster keeps following me around. Stop trying to feed off of me. He keeps following me around. Cole. Cole. Yeah, he hopes it's dinner time. You can see how round he is. He's as wide as he is tall. But yes, I'm still feeding goats. Now these coming out here are our kinders. So, and the white and black are Nikki's Homestead goats that she's been kind of developing her own line through from selective breeding. But you can see these 2 here are our kinders. You've got a kinder baby, which goes to brown, and then you've got black to black and black. So these guys are born this year. They're all doing great, and she's still pregnant. For whatever reason, she just is holding them. She does not want to give those babies up, apparently. So she's our last one on the whole farm that we need to have give us her little babies this year. So we had talked about this week that we are getting hay in a couple weeks, and we were running down. So this is literally the last of the hay that's on the farm. It is 8 and about a half of a bale left to get us through the rest of the year. So if you can kind of see all the way out there, all of that is not fenced yet. It's got barbed wire around the perimeter, and you can see a fence line. You can start to see it going down that way. So we have been letting them out in the evenings to let them graze, just to eat natural vegetation. They love it, but it takes us time because we don't want to leave them out because they have a dog that stays with them. But she's not great at staying with the goats. So we have been letting them out, but it's been raining off and on, and tonight I've just got other things to do, so we'll keep them inside and have to feed them hay. But they're not happy about it. All right, so this is the Nubian crew. I've got 2 bottle babies in here, if I can show you. This is one. The other one is on the back of me. She's trying to jump on me. She wants dinner. So that's a little girl. Ow. Wallace. This guy right here is, again, as wide as he is tall. I don't know how much he weighs, but he is a monster. He's probably the biggest goat I got out here. He's on growth hormone and steroids. Look at him. He's roiding. So these 2 are my bottle babies this year. Stop biting me. But you got a couple of kids out there, mama. I think there was 12 out here the last time we counted, and everybody else is kidded. So we have a total of 50 goats on the farm right now between the babies and the mamas and all of our boys. And that's pretty much it. We have maybe another set of twins if Ruby would give them up. She's the one I showed you over there, the black and white. But everybody else is ready to go. There's, ow, golly, you are such a moose. Everybody else has kidded out, and now we're just getting them to of age. Ow, golly, start jumping on me. Ow! Getting them to age, and that way we can get them ready for sale. Well, there you go. That's kind of everything that's going on. Other than we mentioned, our solar batteries are on their way. They were shipped this morning. I got the tracking notification. Man, this goat hits hard. They are on their way. They're coming out of Arizona, so I assume the tracking said originally about 3 days. So mid next week we should have our solar batteries. I've got to get some jumpers made. Dude, come on. Get some jumpers made, and at that point I can get all of our new solar batteries put in. I've got it all designed, get the box changed up, and I will make a video on that. Of course, one on the best solar batteries to buy, which I know is going to be controversial, of course, and that's what I'm looking for out of it. And the second piece is I'll just give you an update on what we're taking out, what we're putting in, how I'm adjusting everything, how we're adjusting the box and the batteries, and it'll be the whole deal, but that'll probably be maybe next weekend if we can get everything in. So with that, that is it from Spray River Homestead. Happy homesteading. Hopefully this makes all sense, and we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.